get them right is your cause, something like that. Anyway, today we're doing the question test ASMR trivia, but this time it's going to be all about Pokemon. I'm a big fan of Pokemon, and I'm hoping you are too. If you're not, that's okay. This is a test for all skill levels, or knowledge levels, I guess you could say. And I think you're going to learn a lot, whether you know Pokemon or not, because I learned a decent amount from doing this test myself. So sit back, get ready, relax, because you're going to be tested today as usual. It's going to go from easy questions all the way to hard questions. There's, I believe, 5 categories: easy, medium, hard, very hard, and extremely difficult. If you can get all 25 correctly, then you are a pro, 100% a pro, because I think there's no way you could get all these right, but you never know. I think if you could get 16, the usual number 16, then you are better than me, and that should be your ultimate goal. Or was it last time? It was like 12, 13. Let's just say 16 this time. If you get more 16, you're better than me. If you get a perfect score, you're outrageous. And if you could get like 20 out of 25, then that's still really, really good. So, without further ado, let's get started with the Pokemon quiz ASMR trivia. Also, I'm ASMR Daniel. Don't know if I said that. First question: what Pokemon is this? It has the name on it. Ignore it. Okay, that wasn't the first question. Okay, let's get started with the easy questions. Question number one. What Pokemon is known as the Seed Pokemon? Now, I feel like this is not an easy question because I feel like it could be a trick question. But it's an easy question, so most likely it won't be a trick question. What is known as the Seed Pokemon? The Seed Pokemon. I feel like it's already debatable from the get-go, but we're gonna do these questions anyway. Okay, the first answer for the first question. The Seed Pokemon is Bulbasaur. A starter that I think doesn't get much love. Ooh, I actually have one right here. Let's see. Look at him. He's so happy. Wow. Oh, will it focus? Who knows? Wow, look at him. With a hat for Halloween. Nice. Okay. Second question. What is the name of Ash's first Pokemon? His first Pokemon. And if you don't know, Ash is the main character of the Pokemon anime. What was his first Pokemon? Here's a hint. It's not Bulbasaur. So do not guess that again. Well, you can. Okay. So these are a little easier. So I'm not going to give you as much time. Ash's first Pokemon is none other than the one, the only Pikachu. I think everyone, including their moms, should get this question right. I want you to actually test this out. Go to your mom, ask her, name a Pokemon. And I feel like 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a Pikachu that they choose. Alright, question number 3. What type is super effective against fire type Pokemon? Now, I feel like this is I mean, it's right, but it's not 100% right. Let me just double check here. Okay. Wait. I don't know how loud typing is, so let's have some typing. And I don't think I have much typing in my video, so this is an intro to a trigger. Look, it's typing sounds. Let me see. Okay, wait. Yeah, I just wanted to double check my knowledge. Technically, there are 3 different moves that are super effective against fire type Pokemon. I think this is trying to choose the most obvious answer, but I will take any of the 3. The answer that this quiz has is, well, the question was, what type is super effective against fire type Pokemon? It is water. Water. That one's pretty simple. I will also give you the points for rock and ground. Okay. So either or. If you did any of those answers, I will give it to you. Again, if there's any errors in the questions today, don't blame me. But please correct me. And help others in the chat as well, so that they're like, oh, wait, I got it wrong, but they actually did it, so they can actually score themselves correctly. Alright, nice. Next question. What color are the backs of all official Pokemon trading card game cards? So I don't think I have any. No, I don't have any at the moment. But what color are the backs of Pokemon trading cards? And I believe this is for both English and Japanese, but let's just go with English, just so I can, like, it's weird, like, I know this knowledge, but now being put on the spot, I'm like, does Japanese have blue on the back? It does. It just has a yellow border. Am I crazy? I don't even know. Anyway, what color are on the backs of all Pokemon trading cards? The answer is blue. 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 I'm blue. Da ba dee da ba da. If I was green, I would. Da ba dee da ba da. It's blue. It's not green. Alright. Last question for the easy section. There's 5 for the 5th question. Which Pokemon evolves into Raichu? Ooh. Wow. Good question. I'm going to give you a little bit of time. Okay. If you haven't answered yet and you need a hint, I will give you half a point if you get it correctly after this hint. The hint is, it's your mother's favorite Pokemon. Oh. The answer is Pikachu, 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 Pikachu. I should do a quiz where all the answers are Pikachu, except for one, so you don't know which one's gonna you know which one's gonna be actually answered right, or which one's gonna be Pikachu. It is Pikachu. There's a lot of Pikachu questions, but it is the easy section, so we shouldn't see Pikachu for the rest of the video. Alright, it is Pikachu. Alright, going to the medium difficulty questions now. They'll get a little bit harder, but they shouldn't be too crazy. Okay, question number 6. For anyone who's ever played the game, what does HM stand for in the mainline games? What does HM stand for in the mainline games. I like doing this with my eyebrows, it's fun. Also, fun fact, I can do this, but I can't do the other side. Anyway, HM stands for Hidden Machine. Hidden Machine. If you said hidden move or anything with move, you're wrong. But it's not a bad guess, to be honest. Hidden Machine, and that is the little CD things that can teach Pokemon moves. And HM moves are basically the ones that you can teach over and over and over and over again. The TM, technical machines, are only used once, and then they're gone. Boom. Alright, question number 7. What was the very first Pokemon card expansion, set, released in English? And I will give you a bonus point each. No, I'll give you 0.5 points each if you can name the different variations of the first set. And by that I mean the different printings, because they were printed one way, and then after a while it's printed another way, then after a while it's printed another way, but all the cards are pretty much the same. They just look a little bit different, but the set is the same and they're printed around the same time. Okay, did you lock in your answer? The very first Pokemon card expansion set has the craziest name, outrageously named Base Set. It's the base set, the first set, the origin. Base Set. Another bonus point if you can guess what year it came out in. Here's a hint. I was alive back then, which means I'm old. The year was 1999. 1999. And for the bonus points, the different variations, there is first edition, which has the first edition symbol on it. Then there's Shadowless, which does not have the first edition symbol, but it lacks the shading or shadow around the border of the Pokemon image. And then there's Base Set Original, or Unlimited. Unlimited, which is basically no symbol, and there's a shadow around the border. Maybe I'll put an image here. Maybe I won't. Who knows? If you don't see it, I'm lazy. If you see it, I'm not lazy. Or I just remembered. I did forget. Alright, next question. Question number 8. Who are the 2 main recurring Team Rocket members that chase Ash? 2 of my favorite characters of the show. What are their names? What are their names? Team Rocket members. The answer is Jesse, James, Meowth. That's right. Jesse and James, the greatest. Are they considered villains? The greatest antagonists of all time. Alright, question number 9. Which Pokemon, this is a tough one for me. Which Pokemon has 3 different forms, known as Midday, Midnight, and Dusk? Which Pokemon has 3 different forms, known as Midday, Midnight, and Dusk? I never knew this, but I am a Gen 1 fan, so there's your hint. It's not a Gen 1 Pokemon. Here's another hint. It's not a Gen 2 Pokemon. Who is it? The answer is the one, the only, Pikachu. I'm just kidding. Lycanroc. 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 Alright, and last question for the medium section. What Pokemon region is inspired by France? What Pokemon region is inspired by France? By France. For all the French viewers watching right now, bonjour, comment ça va? Ça va bien? Quel temps fait-il? C'est froid. Aujourd'hui, salle de bain, bibliothèque, croissant. The answer is the one, the only. Kalos. 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 Okay, now we're going to the hard questions. And to be fair, 3 categories or 3 sections of this quiz are basically hard questions. It's hard, very hard, and extremely difficult. So the questions should get hard now. You should get some of these wrong. But again, do your best to try and get at least 12 in total. 16 would be great. 20 would be amazing. And 25, you are cheating. Or you are just a very, 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 very big Pokemon fan. It's honestly, it's possible. And you may be able to do it. So let's see. Question number 11. What was the first Pokemon ever designed according to developer interviews? When they were developing and creating Pokemon, what was the first Pokemon ever designed? No hints. This is going to be a tough question, but I believe in all of you. I know you can all do it. What was the first Pokemon ever designed according to developer interviews? I didn't know this was the case, but I do feel like this is like a very, very good quiz question, so I feel like there might be other videos and other people who have tested this question before, so it may be common knowledge, I don't know, but for me, I didn't know. The first Pokemon ever designed is not Pikachu, and it's not Jigglypuff, or was it Clefairy? One of the two were gonna be the mascot for Pokemon. I think it was Clefairy. Yeah, I think it's Clefairy. But that's not a question on this quiz. That's just a bonus question or a bonus fact if you want. The Pokemon who was first designed was Rhydon. Rhydon. The big. Was he made out of metal? No, rock. What am I saying? Metal. The big rock. Godzilla looking creature. With a horn. Alright, question number 12. Which Pokemon did Ash release in order for it to protect a species of its own kind in the Orange Islands? Now this is all about the show, the anime. This is a tough question. Which Pokemon did Ash release in order for it to protect a species of its own kind in the Orange Islands? Orange Islands. Now, if you're not a big fan of Pokemon, and you're like me, you're probably thinking, what are the Orange Islands? I don't remember the show, but I've watched it when I was young. I can't believe I don't remember. The Orange Islands, I'm not sure. But which Pokemon did he release so that they can save or protect their own kind in the Orange Islands? Here's a hint. It's a water-type Pokemon. Water-type Pokemon. The answer is Lapras. 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 It is Lapras. the rare hollow pattern found only on certain early Japanese promos featuring faint starbursts across the foil? Again, this is pretty tough, because you can collect Pokemon cards, but if they're not Japanese promos, you might not know. I heard of this name. I don't own any cards with this. I don't even remember how they look like. The rare hollow pattern on these cards is named or is known as the Cosmos Holofoil. I will accept Cosmos. I will not accept just Holofoil. Cosmos Holofoil. Alright, question number 14, which I think is so easy. It should not be in this category, but that's okay, because some of these questions were pretty hard. Question number 14. Which Pokemon's design is directly based on the Japanese Lucky Cat? And in brackets it's saying Maneki Neko. Maneki Neko. Maneki Neko. Maneki Neko. Maneki Neko. Which Pokemon's design is directly based on the Japanese Lucky Cat? It might be the one that likes money, who uses payday to smack people and make money drop for them. Oh, the smack Pokemon, I guess. The answer is the one, the only, Jesse James Meow. That's right. Meow. That's right. Meowth. One of my favorite characters as well. I love all Team Rocket. They're my favorite. Giovanni as well. I just love all Team Rocket. Alright, question number 15, and the last question of the hard category. We have a game question. What is the name of the value that determines a Pokemon's personality, influencing patterns like Wurmple's evolution? Wurmple's. I can't say that word. Wurmple's evolution. Wurmple's evolution. Say that 5 times fast. I can't. Wurmple's evolution. Wurmple's evolution. Wurmple's evolution. Wurmple's evolution. Wurmple's evolution. Oh, I can't. That's okay. I don't know these. I didn't know this was a thing. I'm used to things like IVs, but EVs as well. Not the Pokemon, the what are they called? Oh, I don't know. I didn't know what they're called. I'm a fake fan. This quiz is not even like for you guys to just test yourselves. It's just for me to realize that I don't know anything about Pokemon. That's so sad. The answer is PID. PID, which is personality value. So if you said anything around personality values or PIDs, then you get the point. You know what? And if you didn't, you get a 0.5 anyway, because I want to give it to you. Alright, we are in the very hard section now. There are 10 more questions. They are going to get much harder, but you can still get some of these correct. I believe in you. So here we go. Question number 16. Which stat is Dragapult tied for? Sorry, I did not read that right. Which stat is Dragapult tied for? Which stat is Dragapult tied for having the highest base value among all non-legendary Pokemon? So which stat does Dragapult have? Base stat. That is the highest base value among all non-legendary Pokemon. So out of all the Pokemon that are non-legendary, Dragapult has the highest stat of this certain stat. The highest value of this certain stat. So there are a couple of stats. I will tell you them because I feel like just to even the playing ground. There is HP, which is health points. There is attack. There is defense. There is special attack. There is special defense. And there is speed. So one of those, Dragapult has the highest base stat value. So if you say health points, that means he has the highest base health of all Pokemon, other than non-legendaries, and so on and so forth. So which stat do you think Dragapult would have the highest base stat? If you guys don't know, this is the little baby version of Dragapult. This is Dreepy. Did that do anything? It doesn't want to focus, that's okay. Maybe it doesn't focus for a reason. When you look at this, what do you think? Which stat would have the highest value? Do you think it would be health or defense? No. Lock in your answers. The answer is speed. Speed. It wasn't focusing because he was moving too fast. That's why. Speed. I'll give you 5 bonus points if you know the value. The base value speed of Dragapult is 142. 142. If you got that, congratulations, you got 5 bonus points. I'll give you guys too high. I'll give you 2 because it's a tough question. Okay, question number 17. This is one of the, I think the most, not most popular, but very, very popular, not even a rumor because it happened, in the original Japanese airing of the anime. There was a certain episode, and the episode was called Electric Soldier Porygon, that had a strobe effect that was giving people or kids seizures. What color was the strobe effect? What color were the flashes on the screen that was causing these effects? This is a very, very interesting question. I think I've seen the episode once. I suggest you don't search it if you do suffer from seizures. If you don't, you can always take a look at it. The colors were red and blue. Red and blue. The colors of the first 2 games. Red and blue. Alright, question number 18. Which English Pokemon card has the highest recorded auction sale? Highest recorded auction sale. And a bonus point if you know the exact amount. Now, it doesn't have the exact amount here, but I did search it. But let me search it again. See, did I? Let me see. Yeah. So. All right. The card with the highest sale, or highest record auction sale. I think it's because either way, I think the highest auction and the highest private sale are the same. The card that has the highest recorded auction price or auction sale price, or sold for the most, was the Pikachu Illustrator card. This was given out to, I believe, there's a illustration contest, and the winners got these cards. So there's only a limited amount of these cards that were given out. The highest auction sale, it says, was 347,300. I lied. This is not right. I'm reading the wrong part of this paragraph. The answer is $5.275 million. $5 million. Imagine having that much money. And then imagine spending it on a piece of cardboard. However, if it brings you happiness, that is worth more than that, and it is priceless. So do what you will with your money. 5 million is kind of a lot, though. Alright, so if you got that question right, you get a point. If you got the ballpark, like if you said like 5 million, I'll give it to you. If you said 4 million, I'll give it to you. If you said a million or less, no bonus points. Okay, question number 19. Which Pokemon is the only one that can legally have a gender while also being considered a legendary Pokemon? Because for, I think, well, technically all of them, right? All legendary Pokemon do not have gender, except for one. And I didn't know this, so it's cool to learn this. The Pokemon that's the only one that can have a gender while also being considered a legendary Pokemon is Heatran, or is it Heatran? Every time I see this Pokemon, I don't think of him or her as a legendary Pokemon. Something about it, I don't know. I just don't feel like it. But it is. But it just doesn't feel like a legendary Pokemon. Okay. Last question of the very hard category. Then we're going into the extreme difficulty questions, where you'll be tested to the depths of your knowledge. You're gonna have to really dig deep to the back of your brain to try and get the answer for these. But first, question number 20, which I think you should know if you're a big fan of Pokemon. In Sinnoh mythology, which Pokemon is said to have created time itself? Which Pokemon created time itself? Time. There's also space. Which one is it? There's one for time. There's one for space. We're looking for the one for time, not the one for space. The one for time is my favorite out of the two. It is the one that starts with the letter that my name also starts with. It is Dialga. The creator of time itself. Dialga. Alright, 5 more questions between you and victory. The extremely hard questions. There are 5 more. Can you get them all right? Here we go. Question number 21. In Generation 2, which Pokemon's internal sprite data occupies the largest amount of memory space? Now, just to expand on that question and dive a little deeper, sprites in the video games are the images that pop up. So especially in the first and second and third generations, where it was on like Game Boy or Game Boy Advance, the 2D image of the Pokemon that you see is their sprite. So it's saying which Pokemon sprite took up the most memory space in the cartridge, because they have to store all of the sprites. Which sprite took up the most space? Now, another hint. This means that either the Pokemon is big or that the image is big. It's more so the second part. But they could relate. They could relate. Another hint. They do relate. The answer is, and this is actually pretty cool, Tyranitar. 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 The big King Kong. This is more King Kong than Rhydon is. The big King Kong Pokemon. Tyranitar. 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 Question number 22. Which Pokemon is the only one Ash has officially Mega Evolved in the anime? The only Pokemon that Ash has officially Mega Evolved in the anime. There's a lot of Pokemon that Ash has and that Ash has used. It's kind of difficult to narrow down. You could probably narrow it down though if you've seen the anime. It could be a common one, like the one on my shirt. But don't let me lead you astray. The answer is not Pikachu. It is everyone's favorite, Lucario. 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 Mega Lucario. Dun, dun, dun. 3 questions left. Question number 23. What is the name of the famous base set? So the first Pokemon set. Misprint Electrode card that incorrectly displays the Pokemon as a different species. Now, I'm reading the question again, and I'm like, this, and the answer. This is kind of a tricky question. There's a misprint for an Electro card, basically meaning that there's words that were either switched or removed or added that created this misprint. It was not supposed to be that way. And it displays the Electrode as a different species. Now when I read that question, it kind of does throw me off based on looking at the answer. But do you have your guess? Okay, lock in your answer. Okay, so here's the thing. When I think of different species, I'm thinking of a different evolution line, which is not necessarily the case. That would be just an entirely different Pokemon, but technically a different evolution could still be a different species. I don't know if I agree with that. Anyway, the answer is the Electrode was mislabeled as Voltorb in the card's evolution box. So in the card's evolution box, it was mislabeled as Voltorb. I actually would like to put, hopefully somewhere here, the error so we can all see it, because I don't even know what it looks like right now. So let me just pretend like I'm looking at it with you guys for the first time. Whoa, that's the error. Wow. Or misprint. Wow, that's crazy. I can't believe they did that. Wow. In that spot there. Wow, look, it says Voltorb. Wow, that's cool. Nice. Okay, there are 2 more questions to determine if you are, in fact, a Pokemon expert. Question number 24. Which Pokemon is the only one with a catch rate that changes depending on your real world system time? So this Pokemon has different odds of catching it depending on the time it is in your real world, in your life, in your present. What am I saying? Your time right now will determine what odds of catching this Pokemon is in the game. And I will give you a bonus if you can name the game. this, so don't feel bad if you don't know this. Okay, the Pokemon that is the only one with a catch rate that changes depending on your real world system time is Spinda. 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 Spider. Spinda, 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 Spinda. It is Spinda. And it is in Pokemon Emerald's Safari Zone extension, which is very, very specific. That's interesting. I don't know exactly how that works. I should check that out, or maybe one of you can comment in the comment section below. Because, like, is it based off the hour? So, like, 7 a.m. there's a certain rate, or is it like 7:42 is different from 7:43? That'd be very, very random and very, very interesting to see and to calculate. Alright, fix my glasses. Get ready. The last question of the day, the last chance for points, and we're gonna make it a 2-point question because I think this quiz overall was pretty difficult. So a 2-point question. Here's the final question. According to official lore, what Pokemon was created when an ancient clay tablet absorbed the spirit of a deceased human? And if you actually look at a lot of like ghost Pokemon lore or like descriptions, a lot of them are kind of really dark and sinister. Which, I mean, this is kind of on the same line of thinking. Which Pokemon was created when an ancient clay tablet absorbed the spirit of a deceased human? Blue Eyes White Dragon. I swear wasn't the Yu-Gi-Oh monsters like trapped inside these like tablet things. Anyway, the answer of the final question and the chance for 2 points is Claydol. 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 I did not know this. There are eyes on this Pokemon. So it's a human inside an ancient clay tablet, which is kind of crazy to me. It is Claydol. And that is the end of today's quiz. I hope you had fun. Let me know what your score was, and let me know what kind of quizzes you want to see next. This was a very, very broad Pokemon one, but we can definitely narrow it down to just trading cards, games, anime, lore, whatever it is. I tried to get a list that was kind of a mixture of all those things. That was kind of easy, but also kind of hard. Some of them were maybe in the wrong sections, but that's okay. I hope you had a wonderful time. I hope you did well, and I hope you learned something, because I definitely did. I wanted to make sure that you guys have a wonderful rest of your night or day whenever you're listening to this, and take care of yourself, love each other, and I will see you soon. The screen just turned off because it wants to sleep too.